Okay. So what are the, I will introduce to you some of the green rescue organic products produced from natural fermentation. Of course, we have our oregano wine. We grow our oregano. Okay, this is how my farm looks like. It is bounded by big nara trees and kaong trees, followed by flowering, what is this? Yung may yellow. No po, yung malaking tree na may yellow.
Sunflower.
Hindi po. I have pine tree. I have dalubo, cherry also. It's in the grounds of Malacanang. What is that? Yung may yellow na blossoms na malalaki. Nakalimutan ko pa. So, because I love flowering trees. And so, after those big trees, I grow small trees. Leguminous trees like mountain ebony, which has white flowers all over, like orchids. I have Don Manuel, and of course, kampupot, the wild kampupot, everything. And of course, coconut above these small trees. And down below are my oregano, turmeric, and other herbs. So in our farm, only yung daanan lang po ang bakante. Opo. And yung dahon na nalalaglag from all the trees ay binabalik po lahat sa lupa. So that the microorganisms in the soil and the earthworms can naturally work on them. Okay? Hindi po ako nag-chop. Like the recommendation of my office na bumibili ka ng chopper na ubod na mahal, gagatungan mo siyang gasolina at mangunguha ka ng twigs at dahon ng mga trees at i-chop mo yon para ipakain sa bulate, the African nightcrawler. I am from the Department of Agriculture but I hate the process. It is deadly to trees. You just allow the leaves to fall on the ground and you just collect them and return them back to the plantations. And my farm used to be, ang nakatayo lang doon ay 8 malalaking puno ng buri. Tapos karami ko po ay mga rice area na super pagkit ng lupa.
Excuse me,
super
can you also translate in English? Because some people don't understand Tagalog.
Of course, so I just said I live in the farm. And my soil was heavy clay. But now, it's so porous, it's so dark, and it's so rich. You throw any seed and it will grow. Okay? I have the small tree called peacock plant. Now, if you do not want neighbors to come into your property, you just plant peacock plant around your farm. They will not notice that it has thorns, but it has very beautiful flowers. Pink, yellow, and orange. And it's a leguminous tree that enriches the soil. It is a nitrogen fixer. It fixes atmospheric nitrogen, stored in its roots, and enriches the soil. Okay, so that is my oregano. Tomorrow we'll be processing oregano wine again. This is the oregano juice. The oregano vinegar, which is a byproduct of oregano wine production. Our oregano tea is also a fermented product, so it has no shelf life. Okay. The oregano soap, of course, I will do commercial here. Our oregano soap is very specific for skin asthma, for pimples, and body odor. You don't have to use deodorant. You can perspire a lot, but you will not you will not have a foul smell. Okay? This is our fast-moving product, the oregano soap, and it's a byproduct of vinegar production. Okay. You know, native guava, it also grows abundantly in our farms. Now we ferment the leaves of the native guava so that when we want to process soap, we just get the juice. And we have calamansi also, a lot of calamansi. Now I'm working with a group, the Immunopro Natural Products, and we will be selling the calamansi, not the soap, the calamansi, fermented calamansi for the animal. We have to do away with the antibiotics for poultry and animals because they are transferred to human beings. So we are now working on powder and juice from calamansi and other herbs. The avocado fruit we get from our farms in Mount Manahal. And the latest is the lemon soap. I grow a lot of this also. What will I do with my lemon? I make that into soap. Okay. Well, I will tell you frankly, maybe I'm not the guy to talk about alternative medicine with that authority. Okay? I'll be very honest with you. But you get sick, we get sick when we are stressed. Who amongst the people here are not stressed today? Okay, so sabi, I'm a cancer patient, okay? I'm stage 1 thyroid cancer, papillary carcinoma. And my doctor said, until now? Until now. Okay, I'll be on radiation again next August if the cancer cells will not go down. Okay, but I will share with you something that, ma'am, you nakakatuwa na nagpunta ka dito because this is the right forum where I will be sharing with you what happened to me and to my father 2 years ago. You see, I'm still alive. Isang taon na akong at ako, I'm still working. I give lectures and I'm working on different farms. Okay, big farms. So, ito yung alternative medicine. When you say alternative medicine, ano po ba sa palagay nyo yon? What do you think? What's your concept about alternative medicine? Natural. And it's versus yung drugs. Now, one thing. May mga, there's a big commotion right now because the herbal industry in the country ay pinupush ng the big multinational companies na nag-distribute and nagmamanufacture ng drugs. Anything from plants, any herbal medicine, even if it can cure, cannot be patented. Only drugs. Okay po? So we will just call our materials, our finished product as supplements. Yung po ang allowed ng batas. So, I just hope that you will go back to nature. Okay, sometimes you can go back here in Manila to say hello to old friends, but I tell you, go back to nature. Let nature do the rescue. Okay? That's our tagline. The Green Rescue Organic Group, our tagline is, let nature do the rescue. For you, for us, and for the environment also. Okay? So, this is a barren place in my barangay. At the background is a fallen mango tree, some native guava trees. And I worked on this some 3 years ago for an edible landscape garden project under the Bureau of Agricultural Research. So even the dog was dismayed. But what he sees every day. And so I encourage the children of the owner of the farm to help us pick up all the debris, especially the plastics and the containers and the cans. Okay? So just, yun po yung mga start. We put a sack along the fence and the children just put on all the non-biodegradable materials. And then, we taught the children how to plant. That is a peacock plant. A yellow peacock plant. And we planted them along the fence. So you see, the children can be very curious. So, if you want to plant trees, start with young kids. Start with young, I do not recommend teenagers. Start with young kids. Okay? Teenagers, the college students, they're just fond of gadgets. But the young kids, we can easily teach young kids. Okay po? And so we put some footpath. As a 1 foot by 1 foot footpath will cost you about 50 pesos. We planted some eggplant, some talino. We trimmed the trees. We put in some bromeliad so that the area will be more colorful. And so this is how it looks today. Wait. Cellphone. Okay po. So, this is now the source of vegetables. Leafy vegetables, silinaceous vegetables, and a source of leisure for a number of farm families around that area. We have everything. Walang nasayang na space. And it's even very colorful. We do not add any inorganic materials or chemicals in the system. Well, this is a more sophisticated form of landscape. I do not love this, but this is recommended by the university because this is costly with the pebbles and with the cement. But anyway, improve this by planting some small leguminous trees also. Now, this is at Mount Mayabubo in Candelaria, Quezon. This is a 1-hectare garden. This used to be a communal area with nothing. And so we put, first, when I work on an area, I make sure that there will be a resting place for the workers and for me. Okay, when we can lie down at night and can rest. And so we put up that hut made of local wood and yung mga scrap na yero and put the footpath. We planted sisban, you know sisban. It is very famous among the Ilocanos. Sesbania. It is also a leguminous tree. The white flowers or the purple flowers are made into salad, but the leaves and the roots are also beneficial to the soil. And of course, you have the turmeric and the talino. And we integrated. That is the mountain ebony, the small tree with the orchid-like flower. It is also a leguminous tree. So we killed all the kugot by planting everything that we could. This is cat's whiskers. Now, if you have urinary tract infection, use this as tea. The cat's whiskers. If you have some gallbladder problem, high blood, use this as tea. Of course, the lemon. This tanglad, a native guava. Tanglad is also a natural antibiotic. Okay. So we have a project with the Office of the Provincial Agriculturist, Quezon, and they made us plant a lot of turmeric, which we process into tea and cream. The cream is very beneficial for persons with itchy skin. If you have psoriasis, wounds, open wounds, scratches. And our turmeric cream is now being carried by some medical doctors also. And it is very safe even for babies because it has only 3 materials. And so this is how our 1-hectare farm at Mount Bayabu will look like. Of course, we integrated some ornamentals also so that the environment will not be monotonous or boring. We integrated some small ponds. Now, the ponds are made of plastic basins. Okay, and because this is a sloping area, you can even catch rainwaters. And so, what is this? the evidence that the environment is clean is one, the members of the ecosystem have come back. Okay, the frogs, the dragonflies, the butterflies, all the friendly insects have come back. Okay, so we can even grow vegetables around the basin ponds, and of course, so that it will look like a natural pond. You put some flat rocks at the lid. Okay, this is in my farm. I have. You can develop a landscape even with 100 square meters, up to hundreds of hectares. Okay po? So I inherited about 3,000 square meters from my father, from my parents. Okay, and now it's a resort, a learning center, and I call this the Old Pond Resort and Learning Center because when I retire, I'll be teaching people there. I have a swimming pool for me and my husband and for the children from the barangay. I have no children of my own. Okay, I'm married late because of my work. And so this is now planted with, it used to be a rice area. And so I hire a backhoe for 17,000 and we put on the pans so that we can catch the rainwaters. And so I planted trees, fruit trees, bignay, every fruit-bearing trees, including coconut, along the banks of the ponds. And the fresh water that comes from the swimming pools goes back to the ponds for the fishes. And now, I call it the old pond because when we were small, we have that small pond there, mud pond, where we catch our hito and our dalag and our gurami and our snails. And where we got our kampong with the guavas above and the dragonflies and we also ate frogs, the edible frogs that grew in the pond. Now the fishes have come back, but I'm integrating duck or Peking duck in the system so that they will be like angels floating on the ponds. Okay? And I do not use any chemicals on the 3,000 square meter land. And my mother was so angry with me when I told them we should divide the lot, the 2-hectare property. They would kill me for 2 years. At sabi nila, you go back to your own farm, do not disturb us, buhay pa kami. Okay? But my parents could not work on the rice farm anymore. They were old. And so for 2 years, I pleaded with them that us divide the land amongst us, 7 children. And you will see who amongst us are industrious. And before my mother died, he died 4 years ago, the income of the 3,000 square meter lot, from the fruits, the banana, the kaimito, the saging, and the resort, I gave her. And when my visitors come, my father and my mother would come, and they would talk with the visitors, and they would just tell, "This is our farm. This is our farm. My children grew up here," and they would eat with the visitors that they do not know, and they would ask the visitors for the leftovers, mga pinagpiknikan, and they would go back to our old house near the river, and so they enjoyed the fruit of the 3,000 square meters better than the revenue that we got from the 2-hectare property.
How much more?
Now that's at the middle. We divided that into six lots with a road in between, so that when my brothers and sisters quarrel, we will not be, And so I was the first to develop the 3,000 square lot. And the boy next to me is a high school principal, and he's also a businessman. He buys scraps, scraps, yung bakal bote during weekends. may maganda siyang bahay, and he also bought some properties of his own, not from the salaries he get from as a high school principal, but from the business that he's doing. Now, the next lot, it's a 3,000 square meter also, owned by my brother, is now, it's so full of, it's so productive, with pomelo, with guava, and with aloe vera. And the aloe vera I made into, what is that? Aloe vera bar shampoo and aloe vera bar cream. And it's a very good product. And so he sells aloe vera stocks to my group. And now he's building a farmhouse there so that when he retires, sabi niya, doon na siya. And the next lot na nung namatay kong kapatid, he's a professor, professor. They talk about concepts, they talk about trees. But he would, he's better than me, technically. He writes very well in international papers, journals, because he's a professor. And he used to send me all the trees he knew. And so the 3,000 square lot that he owned is now planted with the trees he loved. And I'll be putting up an office in his honor, the Dr. Anacleto M. Caringal Memorial Foundation. Yung mga trees na collection niya, endemic sa bansa natin, naroon. And my husband and I are really working hard to develop that land. Now, and this is in Mount Banahaw. Do you know the small, that is Arachis pintoy. Of course, when you don't want weeds in your farm, you grow a carpet of Arachis pintoy, the mani-manian. It's also a leguminous carpet. You cut the leaves, you can chop them and ferment them and put them together with the rock and give them to the chicken. And it also enriches the soil, but for me, it beautifies the surroundings. Okay, so this also a man-made pond at a beach 500 meters above sea level in Mount Banahaw. Okay po? Yan. So, may I add, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy, but the Lord Jesus comes that we may have life and that we may have it more abundantly. It is in John 10:10. If you ask, when I give lectures at World Trade Center, here in Manila, I ask people, why are you here? Some of them do not have any place to go. Some of them are retired, some of them are stressed, some of them are desperate, some of them are lonely, some of them are wealthy, but they don't have any idea of what to do in life. And so I encourage them to go back to nature. Buy a small piece of land and start planting. It's easy. It's easy. When I'm not a person na mayaman sa pera, but I have lots of lands. I buy marginal lands because the price is low. Okay? But after 3 years, I will have nara, I will have everything. I have flowering trees and I can walk very happy under the garden of trees. When I woke up in the morning, I see flowering trees around me. I see butterflies and even the birds. Walang kisame ang bahay ko. I have yung kisame. Kasi pinagpupugaran ng mga ibon. Because my farm is a natural sanctuary for birds. So, the birds have to make their nest dun sa mga puno na may tinik-tinik. Otherwise, my cats will eat the inakais. And so, if you have any question based on my experience and from my scientific knowledge, I will try to answer your inquiries. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Doctora. Doctora, can we someone take the picture?
On behalf of MAP, ACDF, Foundation, I would like to give this plaque of appreciation, Dr. Tano, for your invaluable support in the advocacy and promotion of agribusiness and countryside development, and for her commendable and unselfish services rendered to this foundation as guest speaker at its 21st weekly forum meeting at the Formation Center Missionaries of the Child Jesus, Makati City, given this second day of July. Signed by our Chairman Ramon K. Eliosorio. And also the books from Mr. Eliosorio.